Well, good evening, everyone. This is Ramblin' Randy. I don't know how that light's going to do on these glasses. Hopefully it won't be too much of a glare on you. I don't think I'll really need them too much, or I'll work something out in the future. Looks like I will need them though, so we'll go with that. And so if I look like I've got those lights in my eyes, like you used to see on Twilight Zone. Good God, he's got them fire in his eyes. I got that white fire in my eyes. Okay. Wish it could be that jovial, but it's not. It's kind of got a little something to tell you here. I'm gleaning. And by God, well, I've realized that when I truly glean, heads up, we can talk a lot about why I feel I'm qualified to say that throughout, but I need to get this message out. You know, I've been watching all this stuff, and those that know me, you know, there'll be a lot, I feel in my heart, that's going to hear this video a long time after. There's no question that we have been successful in our project. It's a timely project. It's needed. It is of great value, tremendous value. And it has the potential to help aid our country in getting a lot of people out of harm's way. And we're using education as our weapon. And they have been dumbing down the citizens for a long time. It's come to my realization, being a product of the 60s and 70s, that the message that was trying to be conveyed then was pure and honest, but it seems that some of them went to the other side instead of what we were trying to do then. And so those of us that still can stack a sentence together and be somewhat honest with ourselves the best we can, and still are rational and use critical thinking to make our serious decisions in life, that's the ones I need to talk to. I'm not kidding you, and I need to talk to you fast. Because we've got this thing here that you saw right up here at the top of this. We got this election deal coming up. I'm damn sure not one to have ever been politically involved. About as far political as I've got is on the exiting of the local or whatever municipality overnight housing facility that they had for quite active people. And so I didn't get involved in politics. It's still not, but it affects me. And there's a bunch of people out there that might not be politically, motivated. It's become, I wouldn't say an obsession, but I go to sleep thinking about it, and I wake up eager to tell everybody about what I thought about last night. And I believe that's where I'm getting this power, and that's what I wanted to tell everybody, that this is a different kind of battle than what I experienced in Vietnam. And this is a spiritual battle. And just for me to be telling you people it's a spiritual battle, and for those people that know me, what did Randy just say? Did he say spiritual? Yeah, I did. It is. It's a mental battle, and we are all humans, and we have certain innate characteristics about us that when others recognize how to cause those to come alive inside of us, they can pretty much use that to cause you to go left or right, good, bad, or indifferent. And then there's those people that seem to have been born with that innate ability and understanding and knowing. I would say it probably comes to some of them around 8 to 10, gum sure at 13, because I can remember it well, that just by thinking about stuff, it seems to happen. Yeah. So my life story, not to get into it and all that at this moment, because I got some very pressing news, but they do call me Ramblin' Randy. Very important news to tell you what I've been gleaning. But back on the timeline is that I believe that everything in life starts with a single thought. You know, you have great thoughts, you got a good shot at having a great life. I believe that every thought is the seed of manifestation. Where your attention goes, your thoughts, where attention goes, energy flows, and that's the seed of manifestation. Now, when I first, I'm oil field trash. You got to understand this, is that I'm real familiar with being up on the deck. You know, I love working worm corner. Now, if you've ever worked on a drilling rig, you'll know real quickly. And now I'm also dating myself because they probably don't even use power tongs anymore. I was shocked to see when we both sides wasn't spinning a chain. See? We all have our different journeys we've taken in life, but we all knew down deep inside the difference between good and bad. There wasn't a gray line. Most people my age, when we went to high school, there was enough armory in the parking lot, you know, with the windows down, 3 or 4 shotguns or whatever, high power, you know, 30-06 was awful common. Pistols laying in the seat. No one stole them because everybody had them. And even in the worst fights we ever had, no one ever thought about taking a gun out and shooting somebody. For God's sake, you get in trouble shooting people. Shit. I mean, you know, you do. You don't shoot people, for God's sake. And you don't walk up and throw some stuff on a cop, for God's sake. It just, as soon as they did that, I saw it on TV and whoa, they have no idea what kind of problem they've got. Because they would have bitch slapped, I mean, they would have knocked, we would have been transported. You talk about time travel here. They would have taken us into next month. If we were lucky, we'd come together then. I got a friend named Robbie, tell you, we was riding a Harley one day. We was riding, he had a rice heater, but cops fell in behind us and pulled us over, and because we didn't have helmets on. And Robbie took off running because he had a warrant or some sort. And that cop chased him and had one of them big old flashlights and just hit him, and he had about 180 stitches on his head. I'm rambling, but I do have a message to tell you, and we can fix this thing. We can fix this thing. We can win, but I got to have your help. I cannot do this on my own. I mean, this plan has been delivered to me. Downloaded for my esoteric people that are coming on board. I'm getting kind of warm to that stuff, big time warm to it, to tell you the truth, because of what I've realized I've been doing all my life. Stuff I think about pops up, and if I mix it with passion, damn, stand clear, stand clear. It's coming together, so I need to show people all about that, and we need to lock together with a plan. There is a strategic plan that we can do that will empower someone sitting on a 5-gallon bucket out there on the river fishing right now, doesn't have any hope, but by God, they do a lot of research and they study and stuff. If these people, we can get a hold of them, those researchers, we need them, because what we need is we need to get to where, yes, in God we trust. We do. Am I looking at y'all? I'm looking up. I'm staring at the light, for God's sake. I am looking at the light. I'm your messenger, so that's what you got. And I do sometimes forget where I was at, but here's the bottom line, is that there is a very easy way that we can empower those people that are on the bucket real seriously. If they've got some good stuff that I have built a website. It will be ready by the end of November, okay? Come on, programmer. I'm going to send him a copy of this, and everybody knows who I'm talking about. Yes, you. I love you. Let's get that thing on up here. People are waiting. People are waiting. Woo, are they ever waiting? And so, the person on that bucket, if they can go to this website that I'm going to be having a registration form up there real soon, hopefully real soon, that'll happen. Mark today's date. In a couple, 3 days from this day to this video here, there should be a registration over on the Rabbit Hole Herald. okay? TheRabbitHoleHerald.com or TheRabbitHoleHerald.news. Okay? If you need that, play it back. I don't want to repeat it again for some reason. But, so, what will happen here is everybody that signs up, we need 1 million people. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. They sign up if they love this country. If they love this country. And they truly want to do something to make things back to normal, or whatever normal is. This is not the new normal. I am not buying that. This ain't my normal. That's for damn sure. I prefer not to do anything. That's my nature. I'm an old hippie. For some reason I worked, a lot. But I think more than I use the 36. If you don't know what a 36 is, that's a big old crescent wrench. Big old pipe wrench. Big one. Woo! So that's work of one sort. Thinking's work too. And so are taking pictures and anything that that people might like, that they would see some value in it. Take a damn picture. My friend Robbie, get that 35, 80 pound or whatever the hell that catfish was that stood up his eyes is me. Get a picture of that damn thing and get it. Right now Facebook ain't going to do diddly for you. But if we all got together, we're going to, we all sign up in this thing, we'll get us 1 million people. And we've got all the teachers in the world. I don't know if I just showed you, but Dr. Edward Griffin called me after I went to a conference up in, listen to me, I'm involved in this stuff. I'm all over the place, learning, educate myself, so I can tell y'all how we can win. We can win. But see that number there on the screen, 2020? I need your help. If you truly have a passion for this country, just listen to me. If you truly have, that's the key. All you have to do is just listen to me. Think you're qualified to just sit there and listen. You can still drool, but if you just listen and tell other people, just listen to me, I'll do all the heavy lifting, which ain't diddly. It's what I do. That's why I call Ramblin' Randy. This has been inspired from somewhere just outside of my nose, about 6 inches in the Higgsville. Where did he hear that? He sounds like such a hick. Or the in-between, as Eric Pippin calls it. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Some people whatever. I call it the river. It's in the river. We're all in the river. And if you're in the right flow of that river, by the way, Schulenburg, which is the Tesla of the water world. What did that redneck say? Who was that? Schulenburg, don't you know he is? He's back there in that time when there were so many of them thinkers. They were on something. I'm telling you now. There wasn't any restrictions on mushrooms back then. I'm telling you straight up. They were on something, and so was everybody that wrote that inspired the Bible. They had to be on something. I mean, pardon that Red Sea. I'm not being sacrilegious, but that's just a teaching not to be sacrilegious to what? I'd like to have a little bit more information, please. Woo! You see where we're at on this deal, man. And guess what? We've drawn the short stick here. In this particular 25,000 year cycle, according to many, if you listen to William Hancock, there's another blonde-headed cat that I don't even like to use his name, because sometimes when you don't see authenticity from the heart, you can feel it when you're a manifestic. A what? A manifestic. Let me pause just a minute. If you hadn't noticed, I still have one little tendency to, as Earl Campbell would say, put a little pinch between the cheek and the gum. I'm fixed to go lose it so I can continue on. Okay? I am back. Hopefully. Who knows? I'm learning this video deal all over again. I want to teach you how to do it too. That's going to be part of the plan for those that want to, because I want to help you create value to put on the Rabbit Hole Herald. That's going to be the name of this place. We're going to post all our value. People are doing it now. We have duplicated with changes. Okay, so there's not any copy business going on here, but very closely looks like Facebook, Twitter, kind of mingled. Same functionality. You can do your YouTube stuffs in there. You can do your Twitter deals in there. You can send that stuff out to all those others, except the difference is this. And it has been quite a journey in proving up something that I knew that the upright Homo sapien here on this blue planet could figure out. And that's the people who want to sit on that couch, like myself, or maybe not the couch, but just do whatever I want to do, when I want to do it, and for as long as I want to do it. And that right there was my quest, but I got to monetize that so that I can go down and get a little bit of bread down to the store, or more if I wish. So that was my challenge, and I figured it out. I have figured it out. We have created a group. Oh, by the way, back to the little social platform thing here going on. Remember I said million people. They all get together. They sign up over here at the Rabbit Hole Herald, and then we all decide to lob in $1 in the kitty. Okay, everybody $1. No skin, $5, $10, 20, 30. 30 be max. Don't look like no laundry deal going on here. This is us. We're going to all circulate this stuff based on our value. The fish, the big fish, or what you can type in there. Comments about, we're going to be called the silent supporters. This is tactical. This is going to be fun, but listen to me. I'm delivering to you in such a way education that is so needed right now for me to implement this plan, which is no joke, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to make it fun, but I'm in to win. And what I want to win is in my opinion, the complete and total ratification, just a complete getting rid of, for never ever and a day, burying the Federal Reserve and the centralized banking system so deep and throw lime on it and cover it up, and then so that it could never come back again. That's my agenda. So I'm doing nothing more than what Amschel Rothschild taught his children to do, his 5 boys, said, go out and find me something that we can give to the minions that they desperately want. And when we can win any battle, especially when we take it away. And so that kind of won, so much to the point that now the creation that was made, that was described in Mr. Edward Griffin's book, called The Creature from Jekyll Island, all describing how the Federal Reserve Bank works. I'm getting to the point here. We have to have foundation. What I'm going to show you can cause anybody that has a passion for this country, willing to do the necessary work, which is simply to tell people to listen to me. The more people that you tell to listen to me that become in line with our mission, then there will be rewards of great size coming to those who have the most passion. But if those come into this because of its unique qualities to accumulate value or cash, you will not do well, nor will you be really too terribly much even wanted here, because this is to save our country. Okay? So, I, myself, coming from the other side of the fence, who is very, very familiar with the dynamic and how this kind of accounts dispersible system works, I will be with keen eye, along with the programmer who I so much cherish, that is writing code right now, security code, for one of the largest Indian nation casino operations in the United States of America. Okay? And we've been working on this for about 10 years. In different forms that did not work because the timing was not right. There was one element that was needed that there was no way that I thought that it could ever be achieved. And that is those words that I heard so many times before. It's what Mr. Matthews, they'd say. What about that last person that got involved? Do they have a prayer in hell of doing any good? And then I just have to sit there and stare at them and hope that the lights went out before I had to talk, whatever. But now the answer, I can stand up and proudly say, the last person has the opportunity, as someone who had enough faith in themselves to simply join a little group, lob a little something in the kitty so they have skin in the game, come back from the river, that they barely had enough gas to get to the river, but they've got an 85-pound catfish picture that they put onto the Rabbit Hole Herald. 1 million people saw the value in that picture and sent them a little small token of appreciation, which is our internal little token. There 1 million of them seen it and said, and it was of such great value and blew them away that they sent that person 10 pennies, spelled P-E-N-E-Es, our internal little pennies. If you can do the math properly, if they all sent 10 cents to that person that went down there with barely enough gas to get to the river, sitting on a 5-gallon bucket, but had a cell phone, got that picture to the rabbit hole, 1 million people saw it, gave him a dime, what's 1/10 of a million? Hello? I had a certified public accountant tell me, said, Randy, you have created the very first, to my knowledge, he said, wealth redistribution system based on a fair exchange of value. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Well, if you think that's something, what I'm fixed to say is that we all have to be on the same page, because this is a gift given to us that has the ability to empower those that still have faith in this country. The people on those 5-gallon buckets all the way up to the penthouse levels. Anybody that has a passion. But there's work required. That work is that we need numbers. We need numbers of people that will come in and join. Make a commitment. Very important. A commitment that they themselves will direct. If they put in $1, $5, probably have to have a minimum of 5. And that breaks down into pennies, P-E-N-E-Es. That's 5 times 100, 100 pennies, 500 pennies. They come in, and then when they see pictures like that, they can flip them a penny, a nickel, a dime, or a quarter. They still got pennies left over. Now let's say that that person is very interested in the stuff that I talk about a lot, which is what this is all about. And I'm going to tell you what brought me here in just a minute. Can you believe that I got this far off the trail? I'm telling y'all how everything works. Since I've come up to this point, be sure and subscribe to this channel down here. There's a little red button thing down here. Subscribe to it and hit the little bell so that when the Spirit moves me, you'll be in touch. And then it won't be, remember I told you that about by the end of this month, Ryan's going to have that ready. You know why I'm waiting on Ryan. I gave you some history on why. And so this is made by the people. You know that most innovations, most breakthroughs, most things like this are not done at MIT, people. We can do this. We're little thinkers. Now, here's another reason I seek 1 million people. Is that we can do what's called mind hive. When we have we can have 1 million, an army of eyes and ears out there. When something breaks loose, like fixing to start happening, when you hear what I'm fixing to say here in a minute, I've got it written down here not to forget. Y'all tell me so I don't forget this. Y'all. And they won't let me forget. But we have a clock here that we're fighting. We're fighting a clock. We're fighting a big clock. And it's short. And we have to get people educated on how this Federal Reserve System works. I know that you might not ever thought that you'd want to even have an inkling, but how would you like to maintain the lifestyle that we have now and better? Surely not what could be coming if we don't get our act together. There's crazy things happening up there, one of which leads me right over into what I want to tell y'all. Nancy Pelosi, did you hear? They have there's two sides going on here. And humans there is a side that wants to completely dominate and manage for you. They're not going to say, shepherd. They want to take care of everything. That's the side that's going to siphon off every bit of value we got. They've done it since the Battle of Waterloo, and they're now on steroids, but they've been threatened by this right side, because no one else could, in my lifetime, has ever been, or never have I even understood all this stuff. And finally, when I do, that picture of Andrew Jackson, when he started talking, caught my eye. And that's a long story, not enough time to do it right here. I'm up on 30 minutes now, I'm going to hurry. But when we have 1 million people that have those dadgum phones, something breaks loose, a false flag breaks loose, and wherever it's going to, or we start taking pictures of those clouds up there with those checkerboards like I do. We start communicating together. The last thing they want us to do is be in close contact. That's what we're going to do. And guess what? We have people like Rex Bear over there at the Leak Project. He teaches a lot of this stuff that we can follow. And when he has great content, we flip him a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter for the value that we gained. We're going to teach this value, this culture, is that when we gain value in any form, be it a picture, an article that we read, a YouTube that we see, anything, how much is a smile worth on a bad day? Would you give someone a penny? All this content that we sit that these people, I know them. I've been driving all over the country meeting some of these big influencers like Clyde Lewis, Jimmy Church, Rex, many others. So I could see them firsthand. They could see and they could hear what I'm telling you now is that we have a way out. We can do this ourselves. And all that we do is we circulate value. We circulate value. And those that put forth effort and work, I'm starting to shift. Those that put forth effort and work, they're going to be the ones that deserve that fair exchange of value because we gained something from them. However, we didn't get in the car, at 4 a.m, load the equipment up, put the cameras in there. We didn't do that. They did. And they used their value to get them there to create value for us. We've got to reciprocate with a small token of appreciation for their efforts. It's not about the money that we would be giving him, the value. It's about entanglement. It's about spiritual entanglement. Okay? You can be walking down the street on Super Bowl and it's halftime and you've been, one person likes the one team, the other likes the other team, and, no big deal. It's halftime and one of them says, hey, I bet you a penny just one penny that my team's going to win. And it's even at halftime. And the other guy said, okay. From that second, we created consequences. And now we have skin in the game. We're entangled. So we're closely bonded, more so than we would if we're sitting there on the couch soaking up their content for nothing, for free. By definition, you're saying it's worthless because you haven't reciprocated with a small token of appreciation. One day y'all will get a bump like that. If anybody saw that, that was quite a good little bump. But that comes when you get kind of in the river. Isn't that cool? Well, we documented one. Did anybody see anything flying around? But I sure got the effect, and that's really great stuff. But here is what I came to tell you. Didn't mean to tell you all that stuff, but now that you know, please spread the word. We haven't got much time. Just get people to watch this, get onto this channel, click on that deal, subscribe, hit the bell, and when the website's up, therabbitholeherald.com, you can go over and register, and then you're in the loop. Woo! Then you're in the loop, and as it unfolds and we get ready to roll, then you can get all set up, rock and roll. But here's the deal. I'm listening to Nancy Pelosi today, and I see this California gig going on. Rex is constantly talking about the fires in California. And they're all talking about all this stuff, information overload. But we've got to stay focused on what we need to do. We need to stack a bunch of cash. We need to educate a bunch of people. So there's nothing better than I can see a utopic situation where you can make a whole bunch of money, and that would be the byproduct of you helping saving this country. I mean, how utopic is that? And if you've got any sense at all, if you can stack a sentence together, you might slap it on the rabbit hole when the spirit moves you, or when, you burn the midnight oil. And get inspired, then you slap it on the rabbit hole. For goodness sake, you might say something prophetic that Nostradamus would have dreamed of saying. And by God, look, help me get 1 million more people. Hell, if we got Medium's got 5 million, and we're going direct. Oh, I didn't tell you, I've created a little app deal going on where I'm a member of the Silent Supporters, Rabbit Hole Herald. And then you are, and a bunch of other people are. They all got their little username. You can pick up your phone, and right there on the little deal, you can go Ramblin Randy, and then you go over a penny, nickel, dime, quarter. Hell, you can be at the restaurant. See, and we get little logo deals, 3 S's, Silent Sports Society, or whatever you can put up with any name. Another name I like is Friends Paul Revere. I've got I've got a boatload of them I'll give you. And but we need to move our mindset, because this is going to be a lot of fun, but our focus needs to be on the Red Pill University that Dr. Edward Griffin has created that will educate us, okay? We need this education. This is going to be fun, but we have a mission here. And the mission is, should you decide to accept it, is all we're asking you to do is make a commitment to support whoever is on your mind that you feel is moving us toward eradicating or getting things back. My mission is the annihilation of the centralized banking system. Cut the head of the, as G. Edward Griffin believes as well, cut the head off the snake. No more supply. Can't create any more digits. They can't have any more black ops operations. None of that stuff. All the questions you want about answering UFOs, vaccines, all this stuff will no longer be able to be funded. Cut the head off. All this other stuff we can deal with. We got a little time. We got very little time. We need a lot of stuff to do in a short time to get there. But you see, they're up against the wall. What's going on here in California is, look. Anybody that wants to disrupt something a lot, they could, they can use, M80s that would be triggered by phone. You could put 10, 15 of them and slip them in every school in the country, 100 schools in the country in a week, and just all of a sudden, let's just watch Philadelphia bounce. Boop, 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 and here this happens. What's happening is they're softening that generation there, and they march them out of the house, out of the school there. Unfortunately, there are deaths in this crap that they're doing to us as they're conditioning this group. It's all about the group walking out, believe it or not, is that, number one, guns are bad. Number two, you come out and there's someone in a uniform that's going to protect you. Go this way, move, and they're going to protect you. Okay, that's the kind of stuff we're going to talk about. We have to rise up. We have to see. Well, what's going on, right? I see what's going on here, but who's that over there? You know, how'd they know it's going to get dark and they started selling flashlights? You know, that kind of thing. Except that's just a very soft way of describing what I think you're gleaning where I'm coming from. That's one thing I caught today that made me think that there's only one chance, only way out. The only thing that they can do to possibly it's not about our government. This whole thing is global. This is about controlling the essence of the being, and that the only way you can do that is to have talked everyone into getting away from sound money, your cows, swapping your cows, your gold, you know, something you can have, into this fiat bull stuff, so that they could deflate the value of it. You really don't even ever know what the value is. You just use it and buy stuff, but you don't realize that it's crazy. What's going on? We've lost about 98% of our buying power. We're going to get it back because we understand the dynamic. And I wrote a book back in 2015 called Reverse Fractional Banking, a Fair Exchange of Value. And also the same year, I wrote a book called The Two Sides of Silence. The first book describes the Federal Reserve, how it works. We live inside of a big old glorified Amway. And if you understand how Amway works, remember what I tell you my past history? You can understand those dispersible systems, and all you got to do is reverse it and point that value back to us, and nothing taken off the top. By the way, I'm giving this whole thing to the world that we can use it freely. If I don't produce value, I don't get appreciated by others, and so I'm going to be working like everybody else. Even though we built this thing and it's taken a long time to do it, it's my gift to the. It's my contribution. If it came to me, I'm responsible for it. I'm going to pass it on to you folks, and hopefully that those that get involved will use it, not as a means by which to just get boats, planes, and trains and all that, but we'll be watching. It's going to be very, it's needed now because we need passion about our country. We can use this to empower those people. There's going to be people that are going to lose their jobs for robotics in the future. We can be creating an ecosystem right now. I have another module coming in after this that will blow your mind. I'm not even going to bring it up now, but those people that are involved in this plateau here, they'll already be educated on where this thing's going, and you'll be ready to roll right into the module number 2, which I've watched them use this, you know, how people just anyway, module number 2 is going to be wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and we can have a circulating of value, and it can be extremely huge. And oh, by the way, you come into this system with your worthless paper fiat. Remember, you can kind of roll it into what we call like our tokens. If you go to the fair, you pick up little tickets you give them that worthless paper fiat green money, and then they give you those tickets that you can use the value stored in those tickets, which is the $1 a ticket. Let's say there's $1. Each one of those now becomes your currency, and so you go over there and you use it to ride one of those rides. That's nothing more than what we're doing, except that you're going to be using PENEEs, and then when they denominate the same as the worthless paper fiat money, you know, 1 penny is the same as 1 PENNY, and so that would be very easy for people to understand. Isn't this fun? I'm having a blast. And here's the deal, is that this will work if we just do it. There's no skin off anybody's nose. And plus, listen, when we have an army of eyes and ears, and they're bringing real news to us, and yes, in God, we put our souls and our essence, you know, our faith. In God, we do trust. But down here, in us, we trust for our news. You with me? Are you with me? And let's make that go viral. All right, I'm going a little long, so if you'd like to hear some more of this craziness like this, which is the only way I think that we can get out of here, we have to monetize our internal essence. If you wake up and have an epiphany, who's going to hear it now? You ought to see this cat litter box cleaner that you don't have to bend over that I created one day. Maybe we'll sell that thing or something. I'm serious. You can.
You can get it's off like one of those dog poopers deals, except it's got holes in it. And you don't. I don't hate cats, but I don't like cleaning that litter box, and so I created that deal. It's probably worth a couple $1 million. I had like 500 of them imported from China. I had just the dog pooper scoopers, and I drilled it in there, and it was going to sell them. God bless you and the horse you rode in on. I might sometimes ramble, might sound a little crazy, but the information I've given to you tonight is probably the only information that I can see with a logical plan, that all that it requires is for you to tell someone to come listen to me. I will tell them about our mission. I'll tell them what they need to do, which is nothing but tell people to come listen to me. And if you would please get involved with us instead of sitting on your dead ass on the couch. If you're not going to go carry a picket sign, would you sign up with us, lob $5 in there? I don't want any of that $5 that you put in there that is allocated to giving this away. We'll have a membership startup deal, no big deal. We need 1 million minds. Okay, 1 million minds is what we need. No fees come out of it. You transfer it. PayPal's going to charge you out the backside. They're all going to do that. We're not going to do that. That is not my intent. My intent is to get to 1 million people so that when something breaks loose out there, when there's news that needs to be known, we can come straight to the rabbit hole. We're going to have a 24-hour call-in chat line going. So if something happens, like I was sitting here the other night, and I'm in Texas right now, and they said that there's plasma bombs or plasma something's going off around here up in the sky. I didn't know that, but if we was hooked up, I could just get on the horn, dial into the hotline, see who's shaking out there. Did anybody out there see anything in Texas that looked like a plasma ball or bomb? That kind of stuff. You know, be of great value to ourselves. We won't have to rely on any outside source. We'll have people like me. I'm going to be monitoring this stuff here that you're looking at. I'll keep you posted on what you need to know about, but what you really need to do is you need to have a little bit of freedom in your life so that you can think straight and start using that connection you have with the divine to start using critical thinking. This stuff doesn't make sense anymore, people. My God, they had a transvestite or something over in the library in California, teach in a library, public library, teaching the 8-year-olds about something, but no, let's get a grip. That's all I want to do is get a grip. There won't be this forum. All these forums is not going to be. I'm not bald yet, completely, but these forums are not going to be a place that we're going to come in there. We're going to draw a line and saying we're going to argue and all that. No, we're going to filter ourselves down to the people that have a passion for this country, that believe in the rule of law and the Constitution. If you don't, if you want to joust with that, form your own gig. You know, I would rather stay with something that has been agreed upon. It is a fair exchange of value for all. And then everything that we do in all of our lives, we're going to start teaching ourselves to roll over into stop when you're arguing. Do you have an agenda that you know that you are taking more than is really fair in this situation? Or no matter what it is. And then we're also, because this thing is going to cause some people to go parabolic, accumulating of value. I've got to check on that. We're going to agree on something. We're going to agree on like 10 or 20 million a year. Very few of y'all on the phone have ever done anything near that or ever thought that you could possibly do it. But if you have a passion for this country and you'll do a lot of work to go out there and tell other people to do what? Just simply come listen to me until you can learn the deal. And for God's sake, believe me, I want to hit that couch again. But right now I'm the only horse because it was downloaded to me. All right. And so I'm going to suggest to people we're all students and we're all teachers at the same time. I'm learning from y'all now, and no one's even listening to this. Tell me that I'm not actually living. When you continuously think about something, you mix it with passion, it's going to come about. So hi. It might have been a while before I made this since you're seeing it, but it's me and you, okay? It's me and you. That's all that matters. And at the end of the day, you're going to find out, something shocking? It's only about you. As we both look in mirrors. But all the rest of this energy is on the other side of the mirror. We have to allow it and accept it before it's put onto our canvas. Okay? That's pretty heavy. Coming from an East Texas redneck hippie from the 60s, but that's what's been slated for me to do. Please subscribe, tell others, tell a lot of people. I love this country. I don't want to see it change, and it will change so subtly, but they're tightening that noose. By the way, here's what Nancy Pelosi said. She said, she was asked by Chad, it was in one of her, Pelosi's little speech deals. She was asked by this cat named Chad from Fox. And so she kind of, started this business when it was Fox, and that hoot owl face, that screech owl looking face. She's on something. And so, anyway, ask, will there ever come a time to where this impeachment deal you got ramrod and everything, it's going to come to an end, and you don't have any evidence, you hadn't it's all hearsay. And she said, well, if Mr. Trump thinks he's not, if he believes he's not guilty of treason and all this stuff, then he needs to show us some proof that he's not guilty. So what she just said, and I'll pull the clip up, she just said that we're now in a judicial system that you are guilty before, and you have to prove yourself innocent. Go listen to it. This Adam Schiff cat is so far off the rails. And here's the thing, they're playing on stupidity of the average American citizen, which they suffer from ISIS. That is ISIS, Intelligent Sleeping Idiot Syndrome. ISIS, Intelligent Sleeping Idiot Syndrome. We need to start a recovery program. I'm going to wrap this up. I think you've got the drift of it, and I'm just going in circles and rambling. It's about 47-minute video, but please share this with as many people as you can. I'm deadly serious, and if you truly have loved this country, and you have always aspired to being that person on the house on the hill, you have a strong enough passion. I'll show you what we can do and how we can make an impact by helping support all those people who are on the front line. Do you realize if we've got 3 million people and Tom Fenton needs something, or someone in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, in a local election, which they're now starting to attack or to try to sway DAs in local venues. We need to get in there. If we had 3 million people, we know one that's heating up. It's a big one that could lead into something like these DAs that are not prosecuting people for theft under $950. My God. And so we see that's heating up. We got 3 million people. We say what's going on, and everybody sends a token of appreciation to that group that's trying to fight that. That's how we level the playing field, people. But I need you. Please tell other people this is no joke. Ramblin' Randy, remember this. Once a person who has been honestly mistaken all of their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or they cease to be honest. What say you? We down.